If you are new on wealth creation, let's say, or how to become financially free, there's bound to be a few different factors that I've noticed. One of them is opening up your own business. You put a lot of vested energy onto that, and hopefully it can then recoup all the costs, and that comes a lot of headache with it, and all the, I guess, the nuts and bolts on opening up your own business. The other one would be investing on a stock market, which I've found when I started during my journey anyway, it's not it's not being hyped as much because it's really boring, especially the vehicle that we're using ETF. And then there's also the, let's say, the day trading side of it, whereas you can make money when it goes up, you can make money when it goes down. It's a whole different type of strategy, let's say. Then there's also the property investing side of it, where you buy grab as much deposit as you can do, save a lot, put it on investment property, and try to maintain those property as much as you can, or as best as you can actually. And then in about a year or two time, value increases, take out the equity, repeat the process over and over again. That sounds great when then you have about 10 properties in your portfolio. We managed to get up to about 5, and then certain things happen in our life that realizing that property is not the way to go for us. And you being marketed this throughout all your social media feed. I'm on a, I guess, in a journey like in wealth creation journey, let's say. And sometimes the things that is being marketed to me on my feed anyway, it's all about buying investment property, or if you earn this amount you should buy investment property, or paying off your property off, pay in full, it is such a bad idea. You've got all of these messages. The thing is about that, the strategy that the people are selling, or people trying to entice you to buy, it's like it might work for some, but I realize that ultimately it's up to you make that decision. Most of the time they all say paying off your property in full is such a not a good idea. Being debt free is such a not a good idea. You should leverage your property and buy another investment property, buy another one. That sounds great and fun, but for us it's more like the other way around. We went to the path of accumulating a lot of investment property and realizing how much headache it is between one to another. And now we tried the other way around, where we don't have investment property, but we do have a giant pool from where the way I see it is pretty big amount of fund that is invested in the world without us stopping, or without us even have to look at it as much. Totally different way of I guess looking at things or handling the type of pressure between the two: investment property or investing on the big companies that create dividends, that generate a lot more capital growth, has less headache on a platform that you can do it with a click of a finger without even talking to anyone. So totally different. When we were purchasing a lot of investment property, we buy, we're giving it to real estate agent. Hopefully they can find a tenant. Hopefully the tenant's looking after the property, and hopefully they can pay on time. And hopefully by the time you finish off paying off all of the administration costs, you're bound to have a little bit of cash flow, or some sort of cash flow that could then subsidize your income. That was the path that I was going on. And then realistically, the capital growth is a lot more faster than the rental income. The rental income maybe increased by about, let's say $10 or $20 a week, maybe $50 a week if you're lucky. But the capital growth is a lot more faster. That's how we will manage to have a leap, let's say, where we started our portfolio. Don't get me wrong, with that property, we won't be where we are. With that investment property, we won't accumulate where I am at the current stage. But the headache that comes with it, I found is very tiring. But it might work for some people out there. It might work for, if you are in a property guy or a property person, then it will work for you. For me, I've converted from the property side into the, the ETF, buy, hold, long-term strategy type of thing, and collecting dividends, and that's the strategy that I'm using. So, if ultimately it's all depending on you, on your current scenario, on how you feel. Maybe even worth of trying both. Maybe going to leverage as much as you can get from the lender, because that's what property do. You put a certain dollar figure or percentage of your own money, I call that deposit or hurt money, and then the rest of them is leveraging it, and hopefully it will work out based on the numbers, based on your theory, based on your calculation. But life can give you a lot of curveball, let's say. And what do you do when it's not working out? So yeah, I started our journey with property, but we liquidate all of our assets in terms of property investing side and then put it on the market. And would I now go back to property? No. No. If I were to do it again, if I were to start all over again, it's because of this. One, with a property, it is a huge amount of capital required to, let's say, acquire one single dwelling. You can't just chip it away in every small portion of it. So that's the only one side. Whereas the market that we're playing on, the one that we're holding in our portfolio, having a diversified index fund, we can get as little as $200, $5, $10, whatever spare change that we have. So if we would do it all over again, definitely I would have gone straight away to this path instead of going to the property path. Because in a property, unless you hold it for a very, very, very long time, it will get chewed up with all of the administration costs, the buying, the selling, the real estate agent, the government, the stamp duty, the bank itself. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't want to go on a property. Property is great for your principal place of home, but when it comes to generating wealth, what I found is it's less headache on ETFs. A lot less headache. For me, yeah, it's simplified. It's so simple, it's so boring, but yeah, it makes money every week. That's what I found from our own personal experience. Being marketed a lot all the time throughout our journey. And I mean, we went through that path of like, hey, let's go to this seminar. Hey, we went and have a look at, being coached with property. Hey, here are the steps, the strategies that you can think of when it comes to buying investment property, where you might be able to, or you should be able to replace your income, which is everyone's dream in a sense, because property, you can actually physically see it, you can touch it, you can be emotionally attached to it, you can visit it, you can, there's a lot of things that you can do, I guess, in a property. Whereas an ETF is like, you buy it, you hold it, and that's it. You set and forget. Like, oh, okay, I've got an extra $200. What do I do with this? Well, I'm just gonna buy another ETF. Okay, which one? Well, choose your code. Which one do you want? And just let it roll there. Oh, you got dividends now. Right, okay. Dividends, what do we do with these dividends? Well, we can spend it, we can pay off our bills, we can do, well, it needs to be done, we can go on holiday. Okay, we're not doing any of those things. What do we do next? With this money, well, dividends go back straight to the investing side. Which one do you want to invest? Well, choose whichever code that you preferred. So that's the simple That's the simple strategy that I'm doing. Market goes down. What do we do now? Okay, well, we can buy some more because it's cheap. That means you can buy more units. Like, okay, do you have the cash? No, then I'm not buying anymore. Do you have the cash? Yes, great. Then you can buy a lot more unit. I mean, you're holding on that particular code, you get a lot more. Perfect. And then when the market goes up, it's like, okay, right here, today the market goes up. Oh no, that's a good thing because now our value of our holding is actually a lot more higher. When the value goes higher, oh, okay, that means we're making more money. Great. But at the same time, now it's expensive. So for one unit that you bought yesterday when it was down, now it's actually going up at a higher price. So that's a good thing. But at the same time, it's a bad thing. What I'm buying now is a little bit more expensive. Okay, well, can I afford it? Have I got spare money? I got $200. Great, I'm gonna put it in. So that is the cycle of, I guess, buying and hold and diversified portfolio. That's what's gone through my head anyway. Every time we have spare cash, spare $200, great, we put it in. So we don't have spare $200, great, we're not doing anything. We're getting dividends, great. What are we doing with this? Reinvest it, great. So that's how I see things now compared to when we was in property. It's like, oh my God, there's no tenant. Oh, now it's December, no one's moving out. Oh, okay, the demographic of where we have our investment property, it's in a blue collar environment where most of the factories probably a little bit closed at the current stage. It's not open during December and Christmas. Oh, we're going on holiday. Oh, my property manager didn't actually contact me even though I am accessible via email. And their excuse is like, oh, you're on vacation, we didn't want to bother you. He goes, hey, I got a mortgage repayment, I need you to find me a tenant as soon as possible because my mortgage repayment is not going to stop. So like for that instance, it's like, okay. And then after that, hey, we're thinking of selling. Oh, you shouldn't sell because the value is going to go up. And go, yeah, I'm financially stressed. I need to sell because I need to do other things with my capital because I don't want to own a debt anymore. How do I not own a debt? So I need to get rid of the debt. So that means I need to get rid of the asset. So it doesn't make any sense for some, but for me, it does. And then whatever profit that we have, at least this is cash valued that I can do something that can generate more income instead of servicing a debt all the time. Yeah. That's just my 2 cents, guys. I think I'm just going to keep it to that for this particular video. Yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, bye.